The courtroom was tense, every eye fixed on me. Delilah, owner of Crown and Glory. I'd built my salon from nothing, and now I was fighting for its survival. Across the room sat Keisha, once my protege, now my rival. She looked both defiant and wounded, refusing to meet my gaze. I remembered teaching her everything: how to cut, how to care, how to dream. Now, that legacy was on trial. I stood, heart pounding, and tried to explain, this wasn't just about money, it was about betrayal. And now, here we were, on opposite sides of a courtroom. The battle for Crown and Glory had truly started. Crown and Glory was more than a salon. It was my life's work. I started in a friend's basement, working endless hours, sacrificing everything. Every penny I earned went back into the business. When Keisha arrived, I saw myself in her, hungry, talented, eager to learn. I mentored her, shared my secrets, trusted her with my dream. She became my right hand, my manager, my confidant. But then, things changed. Clients whispered about private deals. Money went missing. Tension grew. I tried to talk to her, but she shut me out. The warmth between us faded, replaced by suspicion. Then I discovered she'd copied my client list, my formulas, everything. Soon after, she opened her own salon just blocks away, using my methods, my clients. She didn't just leave, she took the heart of my business with her. I felt gutted, betrayed. My dream was now her competition. I wondered if I'd built a legacy, or handed her the tools to destroy me. The line between mentor and rival had vanished. Keisha stood in court, her voice trembling but strong. She spoke of long hours, unpaid work, and broken promises of partnership. She claimed she helped build Crown and Glory, brought in clients, created new techniques, grew our social media. She admitted taking the client list, insisting those clients were hers too. Her lawyer showed pay stubs, years at minimum wage, even as manager. Opening her own salon wasn't revenge, it was her only way out. We were both victims, and both to blame. The truth was more complicated than I wanted to admit. The courtroom heat intensified as my lawyer cross-examined Keisha. He asked about missing money, supplies sent to her apartment, and rumors she'd badmouthed me to clients. Keisha admitted taking some cash, an unpaid bonus, she called it. She said I taught her to be ruthless, to fight for what she deserved. Her words stung. Had I created this? Then Keisha's lawyer put me on the stand. He read my harsh non-compete clause. No stylist could work nearby for 2 years. He questioned my training fees, my refusal to pay Keisha a real salary. I tried to defend myself, but my answer sounded cold, selfish. The court saw me as a gatekeeper, not a mentor. I realized I'd been so focused on protecting my dream, I'd forgotten the people who helped build it. Had I become the kind of boss I once despised? The truth was, I was scared of losing everything. My fear had blinded me to the damage I'd done. The trial wasn't just about Keisha's betrayal. It was about my own. The mirror the court held up was unforgiving. The judge called a recess. My lawyer was blunt. Delilah, your contracts are harsh. You underpaid her. The court sees her as a victim. I'd been so focused on betrayal, I hadn't seen my own faults. When we returned, Keisha's lawyer revealed my own sabotage. Calls to suppliers, emails to her landlord, all to hurt her new salon. The courtroom gasped. The judge looked at me with disappointment. I couldn't meet Keisha's eyes. I'd always preached integrity, but I'd let anger turn me into someone I didn't recognize. My quest for justice had become a vendetta. There were no heroes here, just 2 women who'd hurt each other. I'd exploited her ambition. She'd weaponized it against me. We were both so focused on winning, we lost sight of what mattered. Pride and fear had tarnished us both. The real loss wasn't the business, it was the trust, the relationship, the legacy. In that moment, I saw the truth. We were both responsible for the wreckage. There were no winners, only lessons. The cost of ambition, when unchecked, was far too high. The judge delivered her verdict. No clean victory for either of us. Keisha had acted unlawfully, but the settlement was small. The judge turned to me, calling out my exploitative practices and failure as a mentor. She said, "Ms. Monroe, you built a kingdom, but forgot to build a bridge for your successor." The gavel fell. The courtroom emptied, leaving just me and Keisha. Silence hung heavy, so much left unsaid. We were no longer rivals, just two women who'd lost their way. I finally approached her. "I'm sorry," I whispered. She cried, "I'm sorry too." It didn't fix the past, but it was a start. We both had to face our own mistakes. There were no winners, only hard, painful lessons. Pride and fear had cost us both dearly. We'd set out to build something beautiful, but ended up with ashes. The only way forward was to own our part in the destruction. The courtroom battle was over, but the real work, healing, had just begun. We both had to rebuild, starting with ourselves. The lesson was clear. Success means nothing if you lose your soul along the way. I left the courthouse changed. I'd won, technically, but lost so much more. Crown and glory felt empty. Just a building without its heart. I realized my business was about people, trust, and community. I tore up the old contracts, created fairer systems, and mentored differently. True leadership, I learned, is about lifting others up, even if they outgrow you. Keisha kept her salon. We never became friends again, but there's respect now. We nod at industry events, a silent acknowledgement of the war we survived. Shortcuts lead you astray. Only honesty and fairness build lasting success. The ordeal taught me, character is the one thing no one can take from you. You can lose money, business, even friends, but if you lose your integrity, you lose everything. Now, a quote hangs in my office. Integrity is choosing your thoughts and actions based on values rather than personal gain. It's a daily reminder of what truly matters. The price of success is high, but the cost of losing yourself is higher. I'll never forget that lesson, and I hope no one else has to learn it the hard way.
What's something people don't know about stories? They never truly end. There's always a new adventure waiting for you. Just pick your next tale and I'll meet you there. Subscribe to the Story Circle and let me know which story I should tell next in the comments.